The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round.
Hey everybody, John Van Dyke here for New Jersey Exposed. Today is Friday, February 19th, 2021, and the time is 12:22 p.m. and yes, Jersey time. It's also a very snowy day here in New Jersey. We had snow yesterday, and today we got a lot of wet snow coming down. Not my kind of weather. All right, so we have another of those protection officer stories. You know, the ones, the well-trained professionals out there risking our lives as they protect and serve the neighborhood. This time, this one comes out of Philadelphia, and this is reported in the Inquirer, and it reads as follows. It was reported on February 16th, and it says, Philly police officer charged with sexually assaulting 8th grader. Now, the reason I'm reporting on this story, because I noticed lately, I see a lot of these Facebook pages of the police where they're posting pictures of them with children. Because, you see, they gave up on the adults and now they're going after the children. And let me put the glasses on and we will read the story. A longtime Philadelphia police officer has been arrested on allegations that he sexually assaulted a teenage girl starting when she was in 8th grade. So that makes her about 13 or 14. Officer Charles Young was arrested Thursday on charges that included involuntary, deviant sexual intercourse, corruption of a minor, and indecent sexual assault, all felonies. He is the fourth, now get this, the fourth officer in 3 weeks to face criminal charges. You know, it's just a few bad apples. Now get the age on this guy. Young, 50, a member of the department for 21 years, retired before he was charged according to law enforcement sources. So, am I to believe that he knew something was coming down the pike? And why would he retire before getting charged? Anybody need any help on that one? Well, I'll read the story and you'll figure it out. The police department made no announcement about the charges other than other Philadelphia officers have retired before or after their arrest in an effort to begin collecting their pension payment. So he bailed out. Somebody must have tipped him off or gave him a little heads up, and he retired because he had enough time in, maybe. And now he's going to try to collect a pension or get whatever money he invested in the pension back. It's a little scam they got going on, people. I say if it took place while you're on the job, then you should be terminated from the time that the charge took place. In this case, it took place while he was on the job at periods of time, according to the story. The alleged victim in Young's case said she first met Young and his partner in 2004 during her walks home from school. According to court documents, she was 14 at the time. While on a solo patrol one day, Young allegedly gave the girl his phone number and they met up that evening. They drove to Delaware Avenue and Spring Garden Street and engaged in sexual contact in his Cadillac, including intercourse. After Young allayed her concerns about the alleged assault, according to the arrest report. He asked her to trust him, the report said. Well, we know that's not good advice. Over the next 4 years, Young would allegedly pick up the girl from her home and school, sometimes in his police vehicle, and continue the sexual contact, giving her money on occasions and telling her to not disclose to her mother what had happened. In January 2020, the victim identified Young in a photo array. She has provided other information that Internal Affairs investigators used to corroborate her allegations. Her name has not been disclosed, but she is expected to testify if needed. Young's arrest last week follows the recent arrest of 3 other officers, all whom Police Commissioner Daniel Outlaw publicly suspended for 30 days with the intent to dismiss. Officer Gregory Campbell, 27, was arrested last week for allegedly crashing his car into a house. I didn't report that story, but I did post it, I believe. Injuring her husband and killing her dog. Well, that's terrible. The week before, Officer Ahmad Abduli, 32, was arrested for allegedly violating a protection from order abuse. Domestic violence. So let's see. We got child abuse. We got drinking. We got domestic violence. Let's see what this one is. On January 22nd, Officer Rahim Montgomery, 40, was arrested on charges of sexually assaulting a minor. All right. So there you go. It's going right down the go-to stuff that they like to do. I've talked about this many times in many videos, that they love to hurt their beat-up women. They like to molest children. They like to drink, get in accidents. At least 3 other former Philadelphia police officers have open cases on allegations that include sexual assault, statutory rape, and possession of child pornography. That seems to be the latest one lately, the child pornography stuff. Young could not immediately be reached for comment Tuesday. His attorney, Jonathan Luff Jr., said Young denies the allegations. Well, of course he denies them. It's really kind of coming down to his word against hers, and if she can get somebody else to collaborate her testimony, he's in trouble. Looks like he'll probably take some type of plea deal. He is looking forward to fighting the charges and clearing his name. District Attorney Larry Krasner later said in a statement Tuesday afternoon that his office will do everything in our authority to seek justice on behalf of the Commonwealth, support the victim in this matter, and hold former Philadelphia police officer Charles Young accountable for his crimes. Well, and let me show you. Here's the picture right there. So, I am not surprised by any of this. Are any of you surprised by this story? I'm going to believe the girl, personally, because I've just done too many stories and I know what these crooked ones are all up to. Now, as far as prosecuting and all that, you know, that's usually, in my opinion, it's usually just a bunch of hot wind, because they charge them, and then what happens is they end up making a nice little plea deal, and the cop rides off into the sunset, and he takes his pension, and that's the end of it. He probably will never go to jail, just like all the rest of the crooked ones that go out there and beat up their wives and molest children, and just another one of these Blue Zero Hero stories. Yet the bootleggers keep telling me it's just a few bad apples. Well, it's not a few bad apples. Every day of the week in this country, some cop is being arrested for something. It's stealing, lying on a report, beating his wife up, getting drunk, molesting children, child pornography. You name it, it's there. I'll put the link in the description. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Until next time, people.